Hey guys, nostalgic metalhead coming at you with another review here. This one it's going to be the first of a series that I'm going to start. I'm going to call it anniversary reviews, and that's simply because of there being obviously past albums that I would really like to review on this channel. But I just thought that it would give me a good way to bring those back, like sort of in somewhat of a way that makes sense because it's the anniversary of the album. That way, I don't just randomly just review this album out of nowhere. Um, and there's a few more reasons, specifically just because I feel like an album's prime is when it's released. Because I feel like there are just some great summer albums and some great winter albums, great spring albums, great fall albums, and as a result of that, I feel like the music just resonates more with me personally. Um, in the years to come that are due to whenever the album is released. So today it's going to be Chevelle's The North Corridor. It was released, by the time you'll be seeing this, it'll be released 4 years to the date. So it was July 8th, 2016. Um, and Chevelle is one of those bands for me where I never really dove into their catalog too much. Their recent albums I thought were pretty good. This one I would say I'm a fan of. There's a lot of great stuff to really latch onto this album. And one of Chevelle's strengths, I believe, is they're just so good at writing just groovy, catchy licks and harmonies and all that, and like it just works so well together, and like it gets stuck in your head so easy. And like I'm looking at the track listing here, and there's just so many songs that like I just look at the title and like I know one of them's gonna get stuck in my head soon. But yeah, that's definitely Chevelle's strength, whether that's their new stuff or their old stuff. But as far as this album specifically, this is definitely a very dark album, as I feel like Chevelle also really excels at. Their 2014 effort before this, La Gargola, which is another album I'm a fan of. They have a lot of really dark songs on there, and that album's probably a little bit darker than this one, but there's still some very very dark cuts on here. Specifically, songs like not the title track, the opener, Door to Door Cannibals. It's got such like it's slow paced, but it's got such a good like chunk to it, and it's like it just grinding on. I love the like sort of grungy riff it's got going on the whole time. Um, the chorus really takes some of that, like it it's got a lot of grunge elements to it, but I wouldn't call this a grunge song. This is just like it's got some new metal elements to it, it's got some alternative elements to it. It's like so many different elements combined into one, and and it works really well for them. The song Joyride, which was the first single off of it, it's got a great groove as well. And stylistically, these songs really don't have much going on, honestly. Especially Joyride. The chorus is just a simple, like I think, one or two chords or something like that, and it's like the chorus got such a good hook to it, which is really important in a song, at least to me. If it doesn't have a good hook, how are you gonna latch onto it? What's gonna keep you coming back? Um, a few other songs on here that I really love. So my top two on here, my top three would be Last Days, Young Wicked, and Got Burned. And I'll start with Last Days. Again, so fucking catchy, so catchy. You get that main riff, that like don't know, love that. It sort of reminds me of their song "Face to the Floor," which I believe came out in 2011, which is one of my favorite Chevelle songs of all time. Such a groovy, so catchy that song is. But this song's really good as well. It's got a little bit of it. It starts off in a 3/4 timing, and then it turns into the 4/4 standard timing. And I mean that's just some. It's like the small things like that I really like and appreciate in a song. And yeah, that song Young Wicked. I love the lyricism behind this. It's got very interesting lyrics. I'm not gonna like. I'll let you listen to the lyrics and like you could probably figure out what it's about. But it's something that you don't really see much in at least these kind of genres as far as lyricism. But I love the lyrics to the song. It's really very very almost political, very dark. I love it. And it's very heavy as well. It's probably the heaviest song on here. It's got some double bass work, which you really don't see much in Chevelle. The chorus is just it's just such a stomping chorus. The drums in the song are just great. And like, I'm a metalhead obviously, and these aren't like songs like this isn't a song that I would consider like a well drummed metal song, but it's just the fact that it's Chevelle, and this is heavy for them. This is something you don't see Chevelle doing very often, and as a listener, that keeps me very refreshed that they're doing something new and something good, that especially something that I like. Um, so yeah, that's great. And Got Burned, without a question, my favorite song on here. The chorus is just so catchy, so catchy. It will get stuck in your head the minute you listen to it. Some interesting lyrics on this one too. I'm not really sure what the whole theme of the song is, but it's very interesting to say the least. There's a line on here that goes something like Jedi walls that crawl or something like that, and it's so weird. Or this Halloween, never seen Jedi walls that crawl in. I don't know, very interesting lyrics, and it's sort of the song as a whole is still dark, but like when you read the lyrics and you listen to the lyrics, it's like it almost has like the darkness, but it's not. It's like got like a more goofy, uplifting vibe at the same time. It's super weird. This song is super super weird, but I love it with all my heart. Um, Aside that, the song "Enemies," I feel like the chorus to that song is pretty catchy. Um, Rivers, another highlight on here. It was a single as well. The intro is very something you don't really see Chevelle doing. I don't even know how to describe that. It's almost like a something you'd hear out of like a European like I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that, but it's again something that it only comes up on like it really only comes up on here once. Out of the whole album, and it's all these different influences that really make this a good album. Um, yeah, I talked about pretty much all of them. There are a few songs on here that I think are kind of just fillers. Yeah, but overall, I think it's a good album. Uh, I would have to give this a 22 out of 30, just because I feel like some of the fillers do sort of drag it down um, down quite a bit. Specifically, the song "Punchline." Warhol's Showbiz. I just feel like those, and they both come twice in a row. Luckily, you got Young Wicked. They're in between Young Wicked and Got Burned, which are probably my two favorite songs on here. So, um, it recovers pretty quick. And then Shot from a Cannon. That's one of the longer songs on here. Again, just I don't know. I feel like it was a little weak compared to some of the other ones on here. So it just dragged it down a little bit. So if I had to say any negatives, it would be that just some fillers on here that would prevent it from getting higher. Um, yeah, and it's a short album too. It's only 10 songs, so when you have three fillers on a 10-song album, I mean, it does kind of drag it down quite a bit. But the highlights on this album are great highs. So I will give it to Chevelle here. They do have a good album, which is why I rated it what I rated it. Yeah, that's about it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.